Hi, and welcome back to Tony's Cool Tools. Last October I made a video, number 37, on the start of the heating season with the G200 Heatmaster outdoor wood boiler. And the next video was number 40, Light My Fire. That's where I started the outdoor wood boiler for the first time last season. So it only makes sense that I show you how I finished the season with the outdoor wood boiler and what's necessary to get it ready for next year. Just like your car, tractor, or splitter, there's some maintenance necessary, and I'll show you how that works. It's the beginning of May, and the temperatures here in central Wisconsin are 50 degrees and higher, so I figured we'd shut down the outdoor wood boiler. I don't run it all year. I don't need hot water worked out of the outdoor wood boiler. It doesn't seem efficient for me. So I just run it in the fall and in the winter. So I'm finishing my 4th season here, and I had no issues with the outdoor wood boiler this year. Prior year, I had a problem with the smoke bypass motor. I had to replace that. It was $130 for the part, and I replaced it myself. It was pretty easy. A number of you have asked, how much wood do I go through in a season in the outdoor wood boiler? Now, my house is 2,400 square feet, and I burn basically from October through May. And roughly guessing, I go through about 7 full cords of wood. Now, I don't heat my pole barn all year long either. I only turn on the heater when I need it or when I'm working inside to get it toasty warm. So here's what it looks like after a season of burning in the outdoor wood boiler. As you can see, there's some creosote buildup there, especially on the door here. There is some creosote buildup over here that we're going to have to knock down, as well as the ceiling, but this is normal. I try to burn the last 2 loads or so the driest wood that I have, so it'll burn some of this creosote off. And down here in the lower chamber, this is where all the magic happens and the gasification starts. As you can see, it goes all the way to the back, but it's only the fly ash. Here's the center chamber. So there's not much there. So before I start my cleanup, I want to make sure that I have plenty of PPE on, my mask for the dust, my glasses, and then I use both scrapers with sharp edges or just flat bars here and scrape all this stuff inside. And then I go ahead and shovel everything out of the top chamber. Okay, let's start chipping some of this creosote. It comes off pretty easy. For the heavy stuff here, I definitely use my hammer and chisel, and it just comes off. And on some of this, you can use your side grinder with a brush. And I'll go ahead and remove the smoke flap here and clean that off. So for the inside, I use something like a kid's hoe here and just knock all this down. It comes off pretty easy. So now that I've scraped off most of the creosote off the walls, I'm going to shovel all the remaining ash and creosote out of the chamber here. And just put it in these galvanized trash cans. Now, cleaning the gasification chamber is much easier in that you use the supplied tool that Heatmaster gives you and just bring it all the way to the back and pull forward, and all the fly ash comes up. And then just pull it out into some kind of a receptacle or box. And as I said, it's all fly ash, so very thin stuff. And the center part of the gasifier is as easy to get to as the sides. You use this half moon tool, bring it all the way back, pull it forward, and pull out all the ash. So let's do a before and after. You saw what the outdoor wood boiler looked like at the beginning. And here's how it looks after I've cleaned it up a bit. Most of the soot is gone, and as the old saying, it's good enough for who it's for. Now let's check out the gasification chamber. So we're ready for next year's heating season. The G200 is a downdraft system and it utilizes vertical heat exchange tubes. Let me show you how easy they clean. All you have to do is do this about 5 times and it knocks all the creosote or soot off the tubes. With this system, it's not necessary to use any brushes or anything to clean the tubes. A simple pull of the handle and it's clean. The other benefit of this system is you can tell if you have creosote on your tubes easily because this gets extremely difficult to pull back and forth. So as you can imagine, this is nothing more than a hot water heater. That's all it is. And naturally, over time, some of the hot water evaporates. So you have to fill it at the end of the season. And you can do it in multiple places. But here's what it looks like with the float. And I put a garden hose in there and fill it up. But when it's full and the temperature is up, your gauge goes all the way up so you know everything is good. But every year I have to send in a water sample to Heatmaster and they'll tell me whether I have to add more of this treatment so that it will protect the inside, the metal part, from corroding quickly. There is a warranty on this unit, but it is prorated. So I have to send this in so that I can keep my warranty in check. So since we're working on the top of the wood boiler, let me show you the chimney. The chimney is the standard 6-inch chimney, and it does not come with a chimney cap. I had to buy that separately, but I didn't want rain to get in and mix in with the creosote because it's much tougher to try to scrape that out later. So I'll have to remove the chimney cap here, and let me show you inside what it looks like. And then we're going to use a standard 6-inch chimney brush here like I use in my fireplace to remove some of the creosote on the flue tube here. And I want to do this before I move to the heat exchange tube area. So everything will fall down there and then I'll be able to clean it all at the bottom. And after knocking down all the creosote from the chimney, here's what the heat exchange area looks like. And all I got to do is clean all that fly ash out of there and the creosote chunks and then vacuum it out. After a little scraping and vacuuming, this is the heat exchange area after I've cleaned it. So with the access panel removed, I put it on a couple of sawhorses and knock off most of the creosote that build up here with a scraper. So the last thing I do to clean the heat exchange panel is to use my compressor with this long reach nozzle. I don't vacuum this up, I just use compressed air. And voila, it's all done. And now we're finished with the cleanup. Hopefully you came away with a better understanding of what it takes to do end-of-year maintenance on one of these outdoor wood boilers. So I think we're through with today's video. So remember, pass it forward, make the world a better place. And don't be a tool. Watch Tony's Cool Tools. Until I see you next time, have a great one.